Welcome to the channel. In this video, we are going to review the test results from 30 different chisels that I tested out over the summer. A friend of mine got me a sharpness tester and sent me a whole bunch of chisels to try out. And the whole reason for doing that, I was trying to figure out which chisels I wanted to be my users before fully investing in a set. Now, if you follow the channel, you know that I've already made my choice in chisels, and this video is a little bit delayed. The reason for that is because I didn't do like a scientific method type testing. Mine was more of in use and how comfortable were they and all of that kind of stuff. If you want the true scientific method, go watch James Wright's video, check out his spreadsheet because he followed the scientific method. It can be repeatable and he can keep doing this for years on end. Mine was more of personal experience, testing them out through some weird tests, seeing how comfortable they were, all that kind of stuff. So just keep that in mind moving forward through this video. I do need to make a note also that this is just the results video. If you want to see how I did every single test, what the results were after every single test, kind of the behind the scenes of all of these results, feel free to check out my Patreon page. So the first test is what I consider the toughness test. So I tested all of the chisels to see how sharp they were. Then I took them and smacked them into a piece of ipe one time, tested the edge again to see how much of their edge they lost, and then how long it took to sharpen them back up to user-ready sharpness. And I did that a total of 3 times. And the winners were Ashley Isles and File. But all of the ones that are in the green, they did good. The worst ones were the IBC and the ISI Sharp, but really all of the ones that are red, they did not do well on this test at all. Some of the edges got completely demolished, so after every single time I'd hit it once and I'd have to pretty much regrind the whole bevel because that's how much edge damage it took. That got rather frustrating after having to do this 3 times. The next test I did is what I consider the in-use test. So I cut a recess or a groove on the edge of a cherry board, and that's going to help me see how well they hold their edge, but also how comfortable they were with the chopping and paring type motions, the different hand positions you needed to cut that recess. And the winners of that test were Robert Sorby and E.A. Berg for edge retention. When it comes to comfort, it was the Ashley Isles butt chisel and the Blue Spruce Toolworks. Now again, comfort is going to be subjective in this. I tend to like smaller handles, so that's why I was gravitating more towards the Ashley Isles butt chisel and the Blue Spruce chisels. Now the chisels that did the worst for this test were the IBC butt chisel and the Stanley Defiance. Baco was really close behind because the Baco chisel, the Stanley Defiance, and the IBC chisel could not complete the test. They lost so much of their edge that it pretty much just wasn't even cutting anymore. For the least comfortable chisels, it was the 2 cherries and the Baco. The main reason the Baco was uncomfortable is because it's like a flat oval type plastic handle, and it just was not comfortable to use in that operation at all. The last test really does combine toughness with practical in-use application. So what I did is I used all of the chisels to flush a hardwood dowel. That's going to show me how well they hold up their edge and how comfortable they are in a paring operation. So the winners for that test were the Ashley Isles butt chisel. That won for edge retention and also for comfort. The chisel that did the worst was the Stanley Defiance chisel. It lost so much of its edge that it couldn't even complete the test. It couldn't finish flushing out that dowel. The IBC chisel was close behind it. I probably should have stopped testing that chisel, but I kept pushing it through. It kind of just demolished it. So I guess I would say that the IBC didn't complete the test either. After each test, I did count how many swipes it took to get the chisel back under 150 sharpness. Some of these chisels never needed to hit the diamond plates or the stones at all. They only needed a couple swipes on a strop and they were back under 150 sharpness, meaning they were ready to go again. So all of the chisels that are on this list that only needed to hit the strop, in my mind, those are all considered winners. If they were able to hold up against those 3 hits on ipe, cutting a recess in cherry, and flushing a dowel and only need the strop, yeah, those are winners to me. Compiling all of these results together, it is the Ashley Isles MK2 chisels that did the best in all of the edge retention testing. If I'm going to add subjectivity into this, my preference is the Blue Spruce chisels because they held their edge really well. They only needed the strop, but they were also the most comfortable to me. The worst overall chisels were the IBC and the Stanley Defiance. For the Stanley Defiance chisels, there is a chance that over its life, somebody overground it and it lost its temper on the blade, meaning it's not holding an edge anymore. If you have Stanley Defiance chisels and you have different results, please let us know down below. For the IBC chisels, I was kind of thinking the same thing, but they were brand new. I was like, well, maybe there was an issue with the temper. Maybe there was an issue with the heat treat. but we had 2 IBC chisels, and both of them performed very poorly in all of the tests. It lost so much of its edge that I pretty much had to regrind the bevel after every single test, and it really just got rather frustrating. And that's why when I got to the Dowel test, I said, I'm pushing this chisel through. It's going to complete this test. And it did, just very poorly. I have heard good things about IBC chisels, though, so I'm not really sure. Some people had mentioned if it was an angle. So out of the box, they come at 25 degrees. By the end of all the testing, because of how many times I needed to regrind and do that micro bevel over and over, we got to 30 degrees and it was still performing poorly. So I'm not really sure what happened there. You're going to notice that I did not include price in any of these testing, and I purposely avoided looking at the cost of the chisels because I didn't want that to affect my subjective view of these chisels. So how comfortable they were, how much I liked using them, etc. If I was going to include price, you would see the project source from Lowe's way higher on this list. For a set of 3 chisels, it's only like 13 bucks, and they did a really good job in all of these testing. So, I have to say I broke character. I have to say I included the project source from Lowe's as a joke. They were the first chisels that I ever bought, and they got me through a lot of woodworking, but to put them against all of these big names, it was kind of going to be like a haha, project source lost, but they didn't. They did better than IBC. So, yeah. The other way to note that price is not included is when you look at the Narex Richters. They are very reasonably priced, and they did do really well in these tests also. But again, if we're going to include price, the Ashley Isles are pretty reasonably priced, and they did the best in edge retention. So it's kind of up to you if you want to include price or not. You can take these results and compare them to figure out which ones fit in your budget. If you do have a capped budget, you can say these are the best I can get for that budget. But again, James Wright has a big spreadsheet where he does include price and everything on there if you want to check that out also. The last note I want to make is that the Japanese chisels, they did do a really good job. A lot of them only needed the strop. Now I hear that technically you don't strop Japanese chisels, but I did, and it worked, and they did okay. The issue that I ran into with them is, for me personally, they just weren't comfortable. I didn't like the handles. I didn't like the ring on the top to where the top of the handle starts to mushroom. If you're doing this in a chopping operation, it was fine, but when it came to paring, they just weren't comfortable to hold on to, but their edges held really well. I had a blast testing out all of these chisels from around the world. We had Canada, the United States, Japan, China, the UK, and so on. So I have to give a huge shout out to Lou. Thank you so much, Lou, for making all of this possible, because without you, I would have never been able to do all of this testing, and it was just fun geeking out, testing the edge retention, seeing how comfortable they were, which ones I liked, and thank you. It was awesome. And then, as I had mentioned already, my chisels of choice were the Blue Spruce chisels. One thing that's not included in these test results is that those handles are resin infused. So you can really beat on those chisels and you don't have to worry about the handles breaking. I also just like the comfort. I liked the edge retention. I like that they're made in the United States. And again, if you guys want to see the behind the scenes footage of how each test was conducted and what the results were after every single one, please check out my Patreon page. If you guys have any questions, any comments, anything like that, let us know. If you have any of these chisels, love them or hate them, please let people know down below, because the best thing you can do for yourself is watch multiple videos, hear multiple opinions, and then form your own. But all right, I hope you guys enjoyed, and have a good day.